welcome back to the channel. I'm Callie.
And I'm Bean.
Hi!
Together in a video.
It's been a while since we've done this.
We were trying to come up with the last time we did it that wasn't a vlog, and we couldn't come up with it.
No.
So it's been a hot minute.
But, and this is technically book related.
It is! Kind of.
As you could have told, there are books.
There are books involved. This is true.
We are going to the premiere night of Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. We're very excited. It comes out Friday. We're filming this on Thursday.
Yep.
We figured we're both pretty big FNAF fans, which has kind of entered into the book sphere of our lives.
If you've been following us lately, we've been slowly working our way through the Fazbear Fright series. And so we have the Fazbear Fright series, which is technically now complete. Yes. And there's a new series, the
Tales of the
Pizzaplex.
Which is still coming out.
Yeah, there's 6 of them out so far. We have them at the library, that's why I know this. And those are in the process of coming out, and I think it's going to be about the same number of books for both series. I don't know if there's more afterwards. I don't think they've decided.
I don't know if they've announced. They just, drop like flies.
Well, it's kind of like the games where they might be coming out, but really the only way you know is, look, it's there.
Surprise!
Surprise! This is how they do things, and I kind of really like that.
I'm
not gonna lie.
It's really good to do with games.
It is.
And then now that we have this movie coming out, it's a little harder to do with movies. Movies can't just, drop out of the sky. That's not how that works.
Although this one kind of did a little bit. They didn't announce it nearly as far in advance as they normally do for movies, especially for a movie of this caliber.
Correct.
With this big of a fan base.
And they did that. I know how they did it, and B, I know why, because it is such a big fan base, and stuff drops like flies in this fan base. But they did it because, filming for this film wrapped up in March of this year.
Oh, shit.
But because there is no CGI, all the animatronics are legit, or they are puppeteered. They didn't have to CGI anything.
That's so cool.
They could edit it really fast and have a really good turnaround, and they did that on purpose.
The advantage of not using CGI.
Correct.
What? Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought? So we wanted to kind of come around and just kind of discuss our thoughts and theories. I'm probably a bit deeper into the fan base.
Yeah, you're a bit deeper into the lore than I am. I've actually played 1 or 2 of the games.
I've played 2. I've played Help Wanted.
Oh, did you? Oh, you played. That's right.
I did play Help Wanted. I forced my mother to play Help Wanted.
Oh gosh, I would have loved to see that.
Chica scared the shit out of her.
As she should have.
It was glorious.
Did your mother try to throw the cupcake?
She tried to throw the controller at the TV. That was great. And my dad made it onto the floor laughing.
I do remember hearing about this now that you mention it.
Lily and I wanted to play.
I love it.
We had a VR set, so we made it happen.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, you've definitely played more.
A little bit. I think I've played the first game more often than you have.
I've only played the first game once, and then I got annoyed.
I'm not gonna lie when I say I got annoyed. I did get annoyed, and I don't think I ever actually made it all the way through. I made it through, I think I got to night 4. I think. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a good gamer. I'm also a PC gamer if I have to choose where to play my games, but I have a Switch, and we do have a PlayStation, but I'm not playing FNAF on a PlayStation. So, I have it on Nintendo Switch. I don't have it for PC, which is mostly because it was on sale when Help Wanted came out, and yes, there's a whole thing. I got all of them.
Yeah,
because they came in one thing.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Pretty much. I think when Help Wanted had wrapped up its hype is when we both got into it. Yeah. Because it was definitely before Security Breach. Because I remember being really hyped for Security Breach to drop. And was really mad that it kept getting pushed.
It got pushed.
I think it was after Dreadbear. After Dreadbear dropped that I got into it. I think that's when we got into it.
I think, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. I remember I watched Markiplier play it a couple times.
That's my go-to,
he is my go-to. I actually have that playlist. It's almost always within the first couple pages of my most recently viewed on YouTube.
Yep.
Like the 190 videos he has on
my God, it's so
FNAF or
many.
something, and I would love to say just how many times he says, and this is the end of FNAF. It's adorable.
My favorite one is the scare factor is over.
It's not, but you're cute about it. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the first time I saw FNAF playthrough was Jacksepticeye. Because he was complaining about it the whole time.
Yes, I definitely saw Jack first.
I saw him play it first, and he made a comment about Markiplier playing it, and Jack had only played... He hadn't played all of the games, or hadn't uploaded all of them when I watched this, so I switched over to watch Markiplier, and he had like 60 videos, and I was like, done!
Yep, pretty much.
Binged his playlist.
And then this weird hole of FNAF entered my life.
And... It's kind of interesting because you said before, not in this video, but we were talking before this, and the first couple of reviews of this movie have come in.
Yes.
And people are very divided about it, but it seems like it's divided in a way that I'm okay with.
Yes.
Where it's the fandom,
Loves
and then
it.
People who don't know FNAF at all.
Find it kind of meh.
Because... It's the game. It's the game in movie form. It's just like when the Dungeons and Dragons movie came out, and anybody who's ever played Dungeons and Dragons absolutely loved this movie because it
was so accurate to how Dungeons and Dragons is played.
Exactly. And anyone who's never done a session of D&D is like, what is this? There's no plot. And you're like, yes, exactly.
You are correct, sir.
You have summarized D&D.
Yeah.
But what was the summary you saw of someone who... They summarized a FNAF movie?
Oh, yeah. Someone who has never seen it said it was full of random jump scares, a convoluted plot, and an annoying cliffhanger. And I was like, check. Yeah, it's FNAF.
That's FNAF. That's FNAF in a nutshell. Yep.
Pretty much. That's what I expect.
Exactly. I expect to walk out of this theater frustrated a little bit. I really
am excited for the sequel.
Yes.
That's what I expect.
I didn't realize this was a trilogy.
Yes. So they have signed on to do a trilogy, or Scott Cawthon has signed on to do a trilogy, and Matthew Lillard is also signed on to participate in that trilogy. So that's what we know so far. At least from the other two movies that we know nothing about.
Exactly.
And I really hope the toy animatronics are in one of them, because those are so creepy to me. Because if I'm going to guess the games they would go for, it would be FNAF 2, would be the sequel, and Sister Location.
I was going to say, I hope they do Sister Location.
And Sister Location is the third. Because FNAF 3 is probably... It's not my least favorite. My least favorite game is probably FNAF 4. I don't like the nightmare animatronics. Like,
that's fair.
They're just weird.
I think FNAF 4 is the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think FNAF 4 just...
It doesn't fit.
It's almost like they tried to do something. I don't think it worked.
No.
I think they tried to play into a little bit of the lore, because I do wonder who the child you're playing is. Do we ever find out? I don't think we find out.
I think it's the crying child.
It is the crying child.
I think. That's the main
who's the little
theory.
brother.
Lore.
Yeah, you'll also see this a lot in this video, is lore and canon, because...
Lore's not real.
Nothing is real.
Nothing in this fandom
Everything's
makes
made
sense.
up and the points don't matter.
Exactly. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on so I hope that's kind of where they go with the series. Because it'd be really cool if we had Baby, Ballora, the Funtime animatronics.
Those would be so much
especially
fun.
with how they open.
Foxy. Oh.
Creepy.
Yes. That would be a lot of fun to watch that.
It'd be a bit more... Because I think them and the toy animatronics are going to be a lot harder to puppet.
Yeah.
Because the Wizards, super easy.
Well, I wonder for that one if they'd use remote control.
Well, they do. So they do have remote control ones. They have
for this one, but I mean for the dolls, I feel like the remote control would be the only way you could do the little toys.
Yeah. Especially if they have like Balloon Boy and Mangle. Mangle would be hard. Mangle would be hard.
But you have to.
Especially so big.
And here's the thing with them not using any CGI in this movie is they're setting the bar really high as well.
That is the other thing that I've seen with the reviews is they're saying that the atmosphere is top tier and the effects and sound mixing are top tier.
I mean, even in the trailers we watched, dude, it sucks you in right away. Like, I want to know what happened.
Give it to me.
Yes. Give it to me now.
I would like it. We'll see it tomorrow. Overall thoughts about the movie. I think we talked about, like, the dude who plays Matthew Lillard, who I will refer to as Shaggy. Because he's Shaggy from the, like, really weird but good live-action Scooby-Doo movies that came out in the early 2000s.
The creepily good that shouldn't have been as good as they were.
He's definitely the bad guy. He is the William Afton, which is Purple Guy, which is the big bad of the entire franchise.
Yes.
The issue we're running into is, in the main lore of FNAF, William Afton's son is Michael, who is PETA, Josh Hutcherson, who's the main character in the movie. But
which I'm so excited about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Super excited to
see him.
Josh Hutcherson.
He's a great actor.
He's fantastic. But he has a younger sister. And that throws us off, because technically he does have a younger sister in the lore, but her name's Elizabeth, not Abby. Plus, Shaggy is the one who gets him this job. You would think he would remember his dad. You'd think. It could be secret dad, parents abandoned them kind of a thing.
But the other thing that also throws me off is the fact that Purple Guy is Springtrap.
Yes.
We see Springtrap.
In the movie.
In the trailer. And we see him in the trailer. They're not the same.
No.
So, I'm confused.
I mean, it could be a Springlock suit.
It could be.
Which would mean we would get the Springlock scene.
Oh, dear God!
Which I'm low-key hoping for.
We'll add that to our list of things we're hoping for.
I want the Springlock scene, which, essentially, they're Springlock suits, which are interchangeable costumes. Think Chuck E. Cheese, the little animatronics on the stage.
But think that you can walk into them and people can kind of stand there and they move them around, so that way there's like
it can be a human or an endoskeleton.
Yeah, so it's both.
But if it
they're supposed to be safe.
Yeah, but if it at all touches water, it snaps shut on whoever's inside and they die. And that happened in FNAF 2? 2 is when we saw that.
Right? Purple Guy was 2. Or was Purple Guy 3?
I don't remember when all the lore happened.
I don't remember.
Because the minigame started in 2.
Minigame started... So then it was...
My guess is 2.
Okay, so we might be wrong on the minigames because I don't remember...
The order.
The order of when we learned the minigames. Learned a lot of this lore.
I want to say 2.
But I think it's 2.
I want to say 2.
Yeah, because this was before Markiplier...
Because 2 is...
Because it's before Markiplier got into the lore.
Yes.
And he's like, this is some purple guy.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
So I'm hoping for the Springlock scene. I'm
Yes.
hoping for him, while he's being Springlocked, to be like, I always come back.
And
I demand that.
Heck yeah. Especially if there is a Springlock scene. And also just imagining Matthew Lewis saying... Lillard. I was like, that wasn't right. And imagining him saying that line, though, gives me chills already.
I'm excited
that
to see
would
him
be
as a villain.
Great.
Because
him as a villain would be excellent.
Well, he was in Scream.
He was.
And he was a great, if not kooky, villain. And I feel like that's what this franchise is.
That's what FNAF is. It's a little crazy and a lot scary.
Yeah. So, what else did we say that we I wanted Foxy running.
I wanted the Foxy running. I would like Bonnie Stop.
Oh.
From the TikTok video, but no, I didn't do that right anyways, so that's okay.
No,
Well, actually, what I would love to see, what I think would be kind of fun, they won't do it in this movie. And it's a long shot that they'd do it in any of them, but I'd love to see Moon Man in one of them. Because I think that would be so interesting to throw some of the Security Breach characters in there. Not to, like, throw it off, but to kind of bring everything together.
Well, especially if it's going to be canon, they can loop... If they do that, what they can end up doing is looping the movie canon into the game canon and make it all one canon.
Kind of amazing.
Which is such a FNAF thing to do.
It is. Just connect everything. Because now they're throwing the books in, and the books are canon? Question mark?
They're not, technically.
Well, no, they're not.
They're technically not canon. However... They allude to things that are canon, is how Scott described it.
Interesting, because I almost would have put the short stories as canon.
No, they're supposed to, like, allude to, like, there's a lot of symmetry between William and a lot of the dads, and Henry and a lot of the dads, Charlie and Mike, but it's all different names.
That's true, that's fair.
It's supposed to be, like, alternate realities that help you fill in the blanks of actual canon. Which is why Matt Pat and that whole crew constantly read the book.
That's fair. I mean, you're getting people to read books. I'm okay with that.
I mean,
the librarian in me is very happy.
I just listen to them, and they're great. Really. Would recommend the audiobooks.
Would highly recommend the audiobooks. They add just the right amount of creep factor, too.
Again, creepy yet kooky.
Yes.
It's what I've reviewed almost every single one of those books at.
It's a good summary of them, honestly. I finished the third one recently, and... The dolls.
Oh, the dolls.
No,
I don't.
I'm never gonna look at dolls quite the same. I mean, I still was already a little creeped out by them, but
I'm on book 8.
Okay.
Yeah, because I read 7. Because 7's the cliffs. So I'm on 8, which I think is the weird gumdrop one.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm halfway through 4 right now.
Oh, Step Closer. That one's probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm. And it's also great. I like Foxy, too.
Foxy's my favorite animatronic, so I'm very excited to see him come to life.
I like Bonnie.
Bonnie's just fun.
Bonnie to me is just adorable, honestly. I don't know why.
Look at him.
He's
so
Bonnie.
cute.
He's got his little bow tie. I don't know.
I will say, speaking of Ruin, to tie back into the movie, the contraption that is in front of the standard cameras, which we know from FNAF 1, in front of that is a device that has only ever been seen in Ruin. So I think that that's kind of a cool way to connect them.
That's kind of fun.
Because we know, it's like this weird little... It looks like a child's leapfrog toy. If anyone remembers those from the 2000s, the like weird bulky thing with the joystick and the big buttons.
Oh yeah,
I think
myself.
I think my brother had one. I don't remember, but I know I saw it a lot when I worked at Toys R Us. It was like the toy. Mm-hmm. But it looks like that. But we've only ever seen Cassie use it in Ruin, which just came out in July. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting that that's a detail.
Yeah,
when this is supposed to be
chose to do.
When this is supposed to be FNAF 1.
Yeah. I'm curious about that, because it's a trilogy, and they're doing 3, and they're starting with FNAF 1.
Theoretically. I mean,
Theoretically. We'll have to see.
We will, because FNAF 1 technically has the least amount of lore.
It does, because it didn't.
Because there
wasn't any lore. It was just a jump scare game at the time.
I mean, I think he had, like, relative lore, but it wasn't, like... Because he didn't expect it to blow up.
I guess the only other thing as far as watching the trailers and then going into seeing the movie tomorrow is that there's a couple things with knowing the lore and knowing the games that
make no sense.
That don't really make sense as far as what we're seeing. And we have a couple theories.
Yeah, because, like, from the trailer, it sounds like the animatronics want to turn Abby into a ghost child, which makes no sense...
Because we're out of canon. We're out of animatronics, too.
We're out of Well, we are and we aren't. So, like, there are only... In IMDb, there's only 5 ghost children. Mm-hmm. But there's technically, if you count Cupcake...
So that's the other thing. I'm going to cut right in there.
Go right ahead.
Cupcake. In the trailer, Cupcake is... attacking.
Is it independent of Chica, which has never really been a thing.
I mean, we've seen Cupcake move around before, because that was in Help Wanted. Cupcake moved around and you had to tap her, but that was it.
Yeah.
Cupcake didn't do anything. In the movie, Cupcake attacks someone.
Literally munches
Is that a child?
Or is it just like an extension of who's in Chica?
Or are there 2 kids in Chica?
Yeah.
What's...
That confuses me
Cupcake confuses me.
Cupcake confuses me. And Golden Freddy confuses me so much, because Golden Freddy is supposed to be like the most spiteful one of all of them. Plus, we looked at the ghost children. The genders are wrong, which is totally fine if they switch it.
Whatever.
But the genders are wrong.
They are, as far as what we know from the game canon.
Correct. Because canon. There should be 2 little girls and then 3 boys. But there's only 1 little girl and the rest are boys. So, because Golden Freddy is held by Cassidy in the games. And she's the most spiteful and wants to just straight up murder Afton, which is valid. Which is fair and understandable. In the trailers... She looks like she's helping. She's standing with Abby and holding her hand. So like, almost like they're buddies, and almost like Glamrock Freddy from Security Breach. That's the vibes that we're kind of getting, which makes me so sus. Very interesting. I'm curious where that's going. And then the other character that we have some questions about is Vanessa. The security guard. Who is canon. There is a Vanessa in canon in the games in Security Breach. And she's introduced in Help Wanted. Yep. But she plays a major role in Security Breach. Yes. She's introduced earlier, but we don't really learn a lot about her until Security Breach. She doesn't play an active role until Security Breach. So, yeah, she's confusing, because I don't know what the fuck she's doing there. Also, she's supposed to be dead. She's supposed to be evil. Evil and dead. And, she's standing there as a security guard, and at one point in the trailer, Josh, our main actor, Mike. How many M names can we come up with? I'm sure we can come up with a couple more. Mike Mm-hmm.
Okay. But in the trailer, Mike at one point says, so they're ghost children possessing animatronics.
Like, it's it's a very weird meta line that he says too calmly.
Which, I know it probably is supposed to be very ironic. How does he know?
How does he know? How does Vanessa know? Because Vanessa probably told him.
Why does Vanessa know?
How does she know?
How? Why? Who's Vanessa?
I have so many questions.
I'm very curious about this. Because it's not common knowledge what fans know about FNAF in the movie. Like, he doesn't know who these
right.
And that's the whole thing, is he doesn't even know who Freddy is. In the beginning, she shows him who the characters are. He doesn't know who they are.
Yeah, it's have you met them yet?
And he goes, who?
Who? Yeah, like, he has no idea about the Fazbear franchise. So, I don't know.
We have some questions.
A lot of questions, a lot of theories. Which we will potentially do a spoiler review. But it won't be in this video. If we do a spoilery review, it'll be a separate video, and we'll label it very clearly spoilers. We will go see the movie, though. Sure, let's try that again.